Once upon a time, in a beautiful and peaceful village, there lived a brave leader named Salur Kazan, famous for his heroic deeds. This village was nestled at the foot of towering mountains, surrounded by lush green meadows and mighty plane trees. Every morning, the villagers would take their sheep out to graze, and in the evenings, they would gather around the fire to tell stories. The children listened eagerly to the adventures of Salur Kazan, for he was not just the hero of their village, but of the entire region. Salur Kazan was tall, broad-shouldered, and immensely strong. But what made him truly great was not his physical strength, it was his heart of gold. He never hesitated to help others, protecting the weak and extending a hand to those in need. The children admired him and would say, "One day, we'll be heroes like him." Salur Kazan's horse was as magnificent as its rider, a black steed with gleaming eyes that struck fear into the hearts of enemies. While the village lived in peace, one day, dark news spread. A 7-headed dragon had been spotted in the nearby mountains. It was a terrifying and powerful creature that burned forests, drove away animals, and harmed people. The villagers, paralyzed by fear, didn't know what to do. Gathered in the square, they clung to one another, desperately seeking a solution. An old man, leaning on his cane, stepped forward and addressed the crowd in a trembling voice. "This dragon will destroy our village! If we don't find a way to stop it, soon there'll be nothing left of our animals or our homes. One of us must face this beast." But many believed it was impossible to defeat such a monster. Some said, "It has 7 heads, each breathing fire. Who could possibly stop it?" Others wept in fear. Suddenly, a powerful voice rang out across the square. Let no one fear! If anyone can stop this dragon, it is I." It was Salur Kazan, stepping forward with courage to inspire hope in his people. "No one in this village should live in fear. I will find the dragon and drive it away from us," he declared. His words filled everyone with hope. The children cheered, the women prayed, and the old man said to him, "My son, you are our hero. May God protect you. Your bravery will save us from this darkness." Salur Kazan began his preparations. He donned his gleaming armor, forged from metal that could repel even enemy arrows. He gripped his sharp sword, feared by his foes, and he saddled his black horse. Before setting off, he looked at the children and said, "Be brave, do not fear. Everything will be all right." As Salur Kazan rode toward his destiny, the entire village gathered to see him off. The elders prayed, and the children waved goodbye. The adventure had begun, but a perilous journey lay ahead. Clad in his armor and armed with his sword, Salur Kazan left the village under the prayers of his people and the hopeful gazes of the children. His black horse was as strong and brave as he was. With every strike of its hooves against the ground, clouds of dust rose, as if mirroring his resolve. But Salur Kazan knew the journey would not be easy. To reach the dragon, he had to scale steep cliffs, traverse dark forests, and cross treacherous valleys with bottomless chasms. The first challenge was the dark forest, a place where the branches of the trees blotted out the sun, and the howling wind sent shivers down the spine. As he approached, his horse hesitated for a moment, as if sensing the danger. But Salur Kazan, stroking its mane, said, "Do not fear, my friend. We will cross this forest together." As they ventured deeper, the only sound was the rustling of leaves, for even the birds had fallen silent. Suddenly, a bush rustled. Salur Kazan drew his sword, alert. From the bushes emerged a wolf, but strangely, it did not attack. It seemed to want to guide him. The wolf ran ahead and then vanished. Salur Kazan understood it was a sign. After crossing the dark forest, he reached the valley of the deep abyss, so vast that its bottom was invisible. The only way across was a narrow, rickety bridge that swayed with every gust of wind. Salur Kazan dismounted and stepped onto the bridge. The wood creaked beneath his feet, but he did not falter. "Oh, I will overcome every obstacle to stop this dragon," he told himself. As he crossed, a sound rose from the depths. The dragon was near. The final obstacle was the rocky mountains, a labyrinth of giant boulders. Salur Kazan pressed on, At one point, a massive rock rolled into his path. With all his might, he pushed it aside. When he reached the summit, he saw something in the distance, a colossal cave, spewing dark smoke and echoing with thunderous roars. "This is it," Salur Kazan murmured. "The dragon's lair." He knew he needed to rest before the battle. He secured his horse, checked his armor, and tightened his grip on his sword. The dragon's roars reverberated as he took a deep breath and stepped into the cave. Salur Kazan strode boldly into the cave. This was no ordinary cave. Its gaping mouth opened into a void of darkness, with black smoke billowing from within. The air reeked of sulfur, and a deep, rhythmic breathing echoed off the walls. The dragon was awake! At the entrance, Salur Kazan tightened his grip on his sword. "I've come this far," he thought. "I must defeat this monster to protect my people." He stepped inside with courage. The cave was enormous, like another world. Suddenly, an earth-shaking roar filled the cavern, sending small rocks tumbling. Then, from the darkness, emerged the seven-headed dragon. Each head turned in a different direction, spewing flames. Its eyes burned like fire. Spotting Salur Kazan, all seven heads turned toward him and roared. Without hesitation, Salur Kazan shouted, "I've come to fight you!" The dragon, enraged, unleashed a torrent of fire. Salur Kazan barely dodged in time. The ground scorched, and stones cracked from the heat, but he stood firm. He charged, swinging his sword and severing one head. The dragon retaliated with its tail, but Salur Kazan rolled aside and reclaimed his sword. "I will protect my village!" he cried, cutting off another head. The dragon grew fiercer, attacking with its remaining heads, gnashing its teeth and thrashing its tail. Salur Kazan, exhausted but determined, fought on until only one head remained. "This will be your end," he declared. The dragon breathed one last blast of fire, but Salur Kazan dodged and, with a final mighty swing, severed the last head. The dragon's massive body collapsed. Silence filled the cave. Salur Kazan, catching his breath, whispered, "I've done it." He had saved his people. After slaying the dragon, Salur Kazan stood for a moment in the cave's deep silence. He looked at the fallen beast and thought, "I've protected my village. This victory is not mine alone. It belongs to the courage and prayers of my people." The cave's darkness began to lift, as if sunlight had reached its depths. Salur Kazan sheathed his sword and returned to his horse, which neighed joyfully. "Come, friend, we're going home," he said. The journey back was peaceful. Birds sang, and the wind whispered through the leaves. As he neared the village, he saw his people gathered to welcome him. Children cheered, and men greeted him with pride. Salur Kazan walked to his wife and son. "Father, did you really defeat the dragon?" his son exclaimed. Salur Kazan lifted him up and smiled. "Yes, but the true heroes are our people. Without their prayers and love, I could not have done it." That night, a great celebration was held. Children danced around the fire, and elders recounted Salur Kazan's tale. Everyone was happy, for the dragon's threat was no more. Under the stars, Salur Kazan reflected, "I will always protect my people. I will do everything for their peace." The next day, the villagers erected a monument at the dragon's cave, symbolizing his bravery and their unity. The shadow of the dragon was replaced by peace and harmony. And so, Salur Kazan's great adventure, begun with courage, ended with love and hope. For generations, his story would be told, inspiring new generations with its message of bravery and unity.